Good morning, January 15th. So, this morning's title is There is a Subtle Power Within Me, the Essence of Spirit. And the first reading comes from the Bible, the book of Amos, chapter 4, verse 13. For lo, the one that formeth the mountains and createth the winds and declareth unto humanity what is the one's thought, that maketh the morning darkness, and treadeth upon the high places of the earth. The Lord, the God of hosts, is its name. And from the Mahabharata, from the one is the seed of all things, and it is this one that upholds the earth with all its mobile and immobile creatures. And from Raja Yoga, the Atman, the real self, is permanent, eternal, and therefore existence itself. And our reading this morning begins. The great prophet Amos tells us that the God of hosts is the name of the power that forms the mountains, creates the winds, and declares its presence in the sanctuary of our own thought. This poetical description of spirit brings a sense of lightness, of peace, of transcendent joy. Amos seems to have lifted the load of life in the declaration that the spirit treads upon the high places of the earth. This transcendent thought of God should ever be with us, and like Jesus, we should walk over the waves of human disturbance rather than being submerged by them. Again, our lesson tells us that Atman, which means the real self, is eternal and permanent. And here the text swings into profound observation that spirit exists within itself. This has a definite meaning in demonstration. Life does not depend on something outside itself, but immediately precipitates itself in our experience when we recognize it. It is this divine recognition that gives us transcendent power, and we may rely upon this law, for it is absolute. Look upon me, and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth. And our affirmation today: there is a subtle power within me, the presence of spirit. I am sustained. I am guided. I am kept in the way of peace, prosperity, and joy. Every atom of my being is vibrant with life, alive with deathless self existence. There is something within me today that sings a celestial song which exalts. This song finds its echo in everything I do, causing the deaf to hear, the blind to see, and awakens the paralysis of fear into life and action. Hmm. Let's take that into our morning time of silent meditation. So I invite you to allow your breath to go even deeper, deeper into that self-existent center that is the real self, the divine self. To recognize with me that there is only one infinite, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent power, presence, being, one energy, one source, one substance. By whatever name we call it, it is that which has always existed, having no beginning, having no end. It is eternal, having no circumference. Its very center must be everywhere present. I know this one to be perfect peace, to be a stillness beyond the stillness that I have ever experienced. This one is this calm stillness. More than the absence of something, the stillness is the profound presence of everything. Pure love, infinite intelligence, absolute abundance, the true nature of being itself. And so it must be my nature. It must be the nature of this human experience, the divine expressing itself individualized as this thing I call my life. And being created out of it, by it, I must be fully infused with it, and in the omnipresence of the divine, I must be surrounded by it as well as infused with it. And in the truth of oneness, what is true of me must be true of all. Must be. And so within each is that self-existent cause, power, presence. And so I speak my word this morning, knowing that that inner presence is lifted into awareness, that that inner being becomes our focus, becomes the focus of living, becomes the focus of expressing, becomes the focus of connecting the divine to the divine, so that in each interaction there is a palpable, clear awareness that God, the infinite, the divine, is interacting with God, the infinite, the divine. That spirit is engaging with spirit to experience spirit more fully. That each one is a representation of the infinite. And so the essence of the divine must be magnificent diversity, because it creates in diversity. What joy it brings to simply be in that idea. So I speak my word, claiming and affirming that this idea of diversity, this reality of diversity, is opening hearts and minds at this human realm, opening each to a greater experience of the infinite through the multiplicity of creation. And that with that openness comes acceptance and peace, comes honor and celebration, comes equity and equality. That as the self becomes recognized by the self becomes recognized in all others. That we create a world where all rise together, just as every ship rises with the water. We are creating a world in which every person rises equally in the water of consciousness, in the truth of heart spaces. No need for competition in one. We as humanity are awakening to the truth of our being. And as we do, healing must be the order of the day. Must be. And so on this precious day, this day of service, this day of recognizing the heart of God expressing as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., as an example of what is available to each of us. I speak my word, saying yes to being more of that, to serving in ways that are beyond what I individually imagine. I say yes to simply being present for life. Use me. Use me. Use me. And as I relax into that surrender, I feel the joy rising within me, the joy of gratitude that knows it's already done, already complete, no waiting period. And so I surrender into that. I relax into the completeness of the word spoken, and I allow it to inform my day, moment to moment, breath to breath, saying yes to the unfoldment of life in, through, and as its expression I call me. And so I invite you, if this resonates with you, to make this your yes as well, to just simply let go, knowing with absolute confidence that the word spoken is the word fulfilled, as we say together, Ashe, Shalom, Aho, Amen, and so it is.